Hello there. My name is John McAfee. I'm very excited to be part of the Ground Zero Summit Conference in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and I'm sorry that I cannot be there in person. Visa delays have unfortunately made it impossible for my physical attendance, so we are making do with this video. However, I do hope to see you all next year. I would also like to help the Ground Zero Summit team for making this possible. And again, I am very glad to be addressing you today. I would like to start by telling you a little something about myself. I'm an American. I have been in technology, computer technology, since I was 23 years old, and that's the only job I have ever known. I started out working at NASA in the Goddard Space Institute in New York City, working on the first satellite program in data analysis. I've worked for Univac, one of the major computer manufacturers in America in the late 60s and 70s. I worked at Lockheed on defense programs for a number of years, and I, of course, founded the McAfee AntiVirus company in 1986. Computer viruses were completely unknown before that time, and the first virus was created by a neighbor of yours, Pakistan. Two brothers in Lahore wrote the first virus called the Pakistani brain. I received a copy of it and did some analysis, and it became clear how they had done it. It was an exciting concept to me, a program able to replicate itself and infect other systems. At the same time, it occurred to me how I could prevent such things from happening, and I wrote the world's first antivirus program. From that, McAfee was born. I stayed with McAfee for a number of years and then left. The company became too large to be of much interest to me, and went off and founded Tribal Voice, which was the Internet's first instant messaging system. I sold that company in 1995 to CGMI for $17 million. And then helped work on Zone Labs, helped found that security company, which we sold to Checkpoint for around $400 million a couple of years later. I moved to Belize, hoping to retire and dabble in my hobbies, but it is unfortunately impossible for me to retire. Wherever I am, I'm always thinking of entrepreneurial ways to spend my time. And while in Belize, I founded a number of companies ranging from diving companies to airplane companies to finally a technology company in the bacteriological field, an antibacterial virus based on the new science of quorum sensing. I ran afoul of the Belizean government, a very corrupt place. I needed Belize because the plants along the jungle rivers provided unique anti-quorum sensing compounds that I needed access to. In any case, I left Belize, came back to America, and I'm now involved with a company called Future Tense, which I founded last year, to develop security and privacy products for everyone. And as you know, security and privacy is certainly one of our main concerns today. The Chinese are putting chips and microphones in everything from tea kettles to microwave ovens, and there's good reason for this, of course. We have a need to report back to headquarters any of our products that are malfunctioning and need assistance. Now, I'm not sure what a tea kettle needs in terms of remote technology, but in any case, we'll see more and more of this all the time. You may not be aware, but the smartphones that you're using now, both the Android or the iPhones, have applications that turn on your microphone or your camera at will, which you agree to when you click the I agree to the terms and conditions button. Many of these terms and conditions are many pages long, and none of us read them. However, I do. In America, we have, for example, an application put out by the Bank of America that in the fine print of the terms and conditions, you agree that they can turn on the camera on your phone anytime that they wish and send that picture back to Bank of America. Now, there's a good reason for this, of course. If you are a bank and someone logs in and empties their own bank account and then calls in and says, I didn't do it, the bank can then say, well, this picture of you actually doing it proves that you did it. I understand the need. However, this is only one example of thousands of applications that you can agree to the terms and conditions that will turn on your microphone, turn on your camera, and give the ability to spy on every one of your moves, every place that you go, everything that you do. If your phone is turned on, people can listen. If you're facing the phone, they can see. This is something that few people are aware of, and this in the future is going to be our largest risk. Because even in a company like Bank of America, you give the bank the authorization. Well, what is the bank? An employee of the bank is a representative of the bank. And a company with 50,000 employees, well, you know, some are going to be bored, some are going to be greedy, some are going to be unethical. Who knows who is looking at you, or when, or what they're doing with this information? So I think that the security field is moving into a new arena where it is not just hackers or criminals that we have to worry about, it's the average person working in companies that have the ability to look and see you at any time. I would like to speak briefly about the future of the Internet and the privacy and security needs of both governments and the individual.